Hi, I'm CINCY Nerd, and this is my Hot Toys collection.
Make their head drop.
Hey, and welcome to the video that I've been promising for about 4 months now. This is my Hot Toys collection. Last time I did a Hot Toys collection was about 2 years ago, about 140 episodes ago. So this one is long overdue. If you watched my previous Hot Toys collection episode, you'll notice that I have less Hot Toys now than I did back then. I actually had to trim down my collection quite a bit because I moved from Cincinnati, Ohio to Dallas, Texas. I had to trim down the amount of stuff that I had in my collection, so I sold off quite a bit of stuff. But I still do have quite a bit of Hot Toys, as you can see behind me here. I'm going to show you everything that I have in my detolf cases here, and I'm also going to show you 4 additional pieces out in my loft area, including 2 of my favorite pieces in my entire collection. But let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to start over here and show you everything that I have in my Hot Toys collection. Alright, here we go. So this is my primary display for all of my Hot Toys. I'm in my office here. And I just love to look at these detolfs, this display. It's freaking beautiful. But I'm going to start up top because I've decided to put all of my Avengers Infinity War figures up top, kind of together as a team, with Thanos in the middle there. But I'm going to start over here with the Hulkbuster 2.0. This is the Hulkbuster that Bruce Banner was in Avengers Infinity War. It is a power pose figure, so it doesn't have the full articulation, but I like it because it's kind of light and I can move it easily, unlike the previous Hulkbuster figure, which was extremely heavy. But I like this one a lot. And again, I have all of the Infinity War figures up top because I've decided to collect all of the Infinity War figures that Hot Toys produces because it's my favorite Marvel movie. So there we go. There is the Hulkbuster 2.0. Moving on to the War Machine from Infinity War. This one right here is a contender for my favorite Hot Toys figure of the entire year. This one really blew me away with how detailed it is. All the accessories. It's just locked and loaded. It looks fantastic. I love the kind of digital camouflage paint that they gave it. This is a die-cast figure as well. But I think this figure looks absolutely freaking badass. And it is definitely one of my favorites up on the top shelf here. But this is the War Machine from Infinity War. Moving on in the back there, that is Bucky Barnes from Infinity War. He has the new Wakandian arm there. I think this is a great face sculpt for Bucky. But this figure came out this year as well. I like this one a lot. And it looks pretty much identical to how he looked in the movie. Moving on to Steve Rogers. This is the Captain America from Infinity War. He's got the Wakandian shields there. I like the look of this one. This looks different than any other Captain America that's come out. I like the full beard look. He does not come with the mask / helmet. He's also missing the star in the middle. I just like the way Captain America looked in Infinity War. Just looked different. Kind of dirtied up, battle worn. I like the additional accessory that it comes with that you can put on the base there, the alien. But there is Captain America from Infinity War. Moving on to Black Widow. I'll be honest, I'm still not a fan of the rooted hair there. I wish she had sculpted hair, but I like the face sculpt. The face sculpt looks good. Looks like Scarlett Johansson. The outfit looks good. The articulation on this one could have been a little bit better, but overall, again, I'm collecting all of the Infinity War figures, so I had to get the Black Widow. Moving on to the man right here. You know this guy. With one snap, he changed the entire Marvel Universe. This is Thanos. And he has the Infinity Gauntlet on. Very, very awesome accessory. This does light up. I do not have the batteries in them. I don't keep the batteries in a lot of these figures unless I'm planning on turning the lights on. Quite frankly, because the batteries sometimes leak and I don't want any kind of battery acid corroding the inside of these things, so I keep the batteries out. Excellent face sculpt on this one. I really like this figure a lot. He's huge, he's got a lot of size. There's just a little size comparison to show you how big Thanos is compared to the other figures around him. Got a very, very cool base as well with the Infinity Gauntlet. When I first saw the pictures online of this figure, I did not like the pants. I thought the pants looked too clean in the pictures, but as you can see here, they are worn. They look dirtied. They don't look as clean as they did in those pictures, so I'm glad they did that and gave it that weathered look. But if you notice here, I have all of these figures grouped on this side of Thanos. This is all the ones that were on Wakanda in that battle on one side of Thanos. And then on this side, I have 3 of the guys that were over on Titan fighting Thanos, starting with Doctor Strange. So I really like this Doctor Strange. I love the accessories, especially this sword here. I had the previous Doctor Strange and I sold it because quite honestly I like this one more. And then he comes with that accessory as well. But this one comes with a ton of accessories, so that's a really good thing to think about if you're thinking about getting a Doctor Strange figure. I have all 3 of these in kind of a flight pose. They're just kind of elevated. The arms on these bases are just a certain height, so you can't have them looking like they're in full flight, but I just kind of like to give them that because all 3 of them have the ability to not be on the ground. So there is Doctor Strange, great looking figure, awesome accessories once again. Here is Tony Stank. This is the Mark 50 Tony Stark, Iron Man. Love this armor. This is probably my favorite armor in all of the Marvel movies. I love the nanotech. I love how the suit kind of just formed around him. I do not have the accessory pack. You can actually buy an additional accessory pack for this Iron Man that comes with more things that he used in the movie. But I do have this attached to his back, which comes with this figure. And then I have, obviously, this right here on his arm. But a lot of different posing options with this Iron Man figure. It is die cast, it is quite pricey, but it looks fantastic. And I think if I buy any figures from Endgame, it's going to be the Mark 85 Iron Man and probably the Captain America. I don't plan on getting all of the Endgame figures, but those 2 guys, Captain America and Iron Man, are my 2 favorite characters from the MCU movies, so I figure, and they had pretty pivotal roles in Endgame, so I figure if I'm going to get any Endgame figures, it'll be those 2. Here is Spider-Man, or Iron Spidey, from Infinity War. I love this figure. I love how the arms articulate, the little legs. I love how they have ratchety joints in those legs. Great paint job on all of the legs. The only drawback with this one is the fact that that specific suit, you don't want to bend the knees too much or you might wrinkle the suit there. So that's why he's in this pose here. Knees aren't very bent, but I still think it looks fantastic. I like how the head is also magnetic, where you can easily pop the head on and off and swap it out with like a Tom Holland head sculpt. But excellent figure right there. And then the last 2 here are Thor, which this is probably my favorite Thor figure that has come out. I really like another Thor, which you're going to see in my collection in a couple minutes, but this Thor from Infinity War looks incredible. I love all of the lightning accessories that you can pop on there. And then the axe looks fantastic. Very, very cool accessory there. He also comes with 2 arms that you can pop on there, where he's not wearing the cape and not wearing the armor on his arms. Kind of like a sleeveless look. There's some posing options there as well with the Thor. And then the last one in the Infinity War shelf is this Groot, Teenage Groot. And he's got his little game that he keeps playing in the movie. But very, very cool figure there as well. The only 2 that I do not have from Infinity War which I do need to pick up, are the Rocket, which came in a 2-pack with this Groot. I actually bought the Groot by itself. So I do need the Rocket from Infinity War, which is pretty much identical to this one here that you're going to see in a couple minutes. This Rocket from Guardians 2. And I also need the Star-Lord, which is kind of similar to this Star-Lord from Guardians 2 as well. So those are the only 2 other ones from Infinity War that have come out that I do not have yet. All right, here is my Avengers 1 shelf. I have the Iron Man Mark 6. I love all of the additional little attachments you can put on his arms and his shoulders. Very, very cool figure there. This is the die-cast version that came out with this base here as well. I think that base lights up. I have not played with the base in a while, but I think it does light up. And then I do have the original Captain America. This was actually one of the first Hot Toys figures I ever purchased. So there is the original Avengers Captain America. Moving on to Guardians 2, here is the Baby Groot. This is the second release they did of Baby Groot, where he comes with these little speakers. And I got him in a little dancing pose. I think it's very, very cool that he can balance on one foot and dance. And he looks so happy. Staying with Guardians 2, I've got Star-Lord here with Baby Groot on his shoulder. And I have Rocket. I changed the look on these 2 figures specifically because they also come with the, I think they were called Aero Packs in the movie, the little jet packs that they can wear. So I changed the looks up on those. Rocket also comes with that gigantic gun that he was using when they were fighting the, what was it called? The Obelisk? That big monster in the opening scene. So he comes with that gigantic gun and the Aero Pack. Star-Lord comes with the Aero Pack, and obviously you could put the helmeted version on that's Star-Lord. But what I usually do is I change up my figures every now and then, maybe like once or twice a year. Just change up the poses, change up the accessories, and it keeps the figures nice and fresh in your collection. But there is Rocket and Star-Lord from Guardians 2. This is my second newest figure in my collection. I've been paying this one off for a little while, but this is Stanley. Some people refer to him as the Watcher Stanley because he's talking to the Watchers in that post-credit scene of Guardians 2. But it's Stan the Man. It's Stanley, so I had to have a Stanley in my collection. I regretfully passed on the original Stanley that came out by Hot Toys, and as soon as they solicited this other Stanley, the second Stanley, I didn't want to pass on it, so I immediately pre-ordered it. So I think it looks pretty awesome there. Moving on to Spider-Man Homecoming. Here is the tech suit Spider-Man from Spider-Man Homecoming. I have the Tom Holland head sculpt. Usually what I do is if I put the Spider-Man head sculpt on this one, I'll just throw on the Tom Holland head sculpt on this one right here. And just kind of like keep them fresh so that I have one with the mask and then one with the head sculpt displayed. But I like this figure a lot. I believe they're reissuing this one with less accessories because he did wear this in Far From Home. So it'll have a different base, less accessories, but still, if you missed out on this one, definitely a good opportunity to pick it up. So don't miss out on it again. Get that Far From Home one, because this is an awesome, awesome looking figure. And he is wearing his iconic Spider-Man suit. So there you go there. Spider-Man Homecoming tech suit Spidey. All right, moving on to Thor Ragnarok. This is the road-worn Thor. This is from the opening scene where he gets Surtur's skull, fights Surtur. But I love that scene. I'm a huge fan of the music, the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. So when they played that and he was fighting all the demons and fighting Surtur, I just frickin' absolutely loved it. I was a huge, huge fan of that scene. I love that movie. But here is road-worn Thor from that scene, from Thor Ragnarok. This one got up there in price. I don't know what it's going for now, but I think it's still pretty pricey. This might be the last time we see Thor with his long hair. I'm not sure how he's going to look in the new movie, Thor Love and Thunder. He might have his long hair again. We don't know, but we'll see. But there is Thor from Thor Ragnarok. All right, moving on to, is this my newest figure? I believe this is my newest Hot Toys figure in my collection. This is Erik Killmonger. I really like this figure. I think that head sculpt looks incredibly like Michael B. Jordan. So I have his accessory, his, is that like a machete there? And then the broken spear in his other hand. But this suit came out very cool looking. I like how, if you look closely, you can see Wakandian writing on his shoulder there. And then almost like leopard spots on the suit there. Very awesome. You can see like the spots there as well. And then there is the helmeted head sculpt, which looks fantastic as well. But yep, I had this Black Panther, and I knew that I needed a shelf mate for him, so I decided to get the Killmonger. I like how they used a more muscular body for Killmonger, because he was a lot more jacked than Chadwick Boseman in the movie. There is the Black Panther from the Black Panther movie. Very cool. And then there's the head sculpt there. All right, moving on to Deadpool. This is the Deadpool from the first Deadpool movie. I didn't buy any of the Deadpool figures from the second Deadpool movie. I'm thinking about getting the dirty one, the gray one. But this is one that I will always have in my collection, because I absolutely love the first Deadpool movie. I think this was one of my favorite figures of the year last year. So the only thing that could have made this better is a Ryan Reynolds unmasked head sculpt. But there is Deadpool from the Deadpool movie. All right, moving on to DC. I don't have many DC figures. I only have a couple, but here is Adam West, Batman from 1966. He's got the shark repellent there. And he's got a batarang. He comes with a bunch of accessories, but very awesome. I used to watch this show as a kid on reruns. But yeah, I grew up watching Adam West Batman. So I do want to eventually find a Robin as a shelf mate for him. But there you go. There is the Adam West Batman figure. And then the other DC figure that I have is the Christian Bale Batman from Dark Knight Rises. This is the, I think it was the DX12. But very awesome Christian Bale head sculpt right there. Look at that. That just looks like a human being. That looks like a still picture of Christian Bale. But he comes with this like EMP gun that he used when he was on the Bat Pod. But this is a very awesome Christian Bale Batman. He will actually have a shelf mate in a couple months when I am done paying off the Two-Face figure from the Dark Knight. So I know they're from different movies, but they're from the Nolanverse. So I will have Two-Face, Harvey Dent, Aaron Eckhart in here with the Christian Bale Batman from Dark Knight Rises. All right, moving on to Star Wars. I have the Darth Maul, and this is the Darth Maul from the Phantom Menace. Very great figure. One of my favorite figures of 2019. I love how they have the blade effects in there now with all of the Jedi and Sith, where it looks like the lightsaber is in motion. Very cool effect there. This one has a bunch of posing options as well. He comes with the cloak. You can do the lightsaber with one blade. He has another head sculpt which you can pop on there as well. A lot of posing options with this one. So I would highly recommend this figure. If you were a fan of Darth Maul, if you're a fan of the prequels, if you're a Star Wars fan, don't let this one pass by, because when it sells out, it will definitely go up in price. It's an excellent figure. You can also buy a deluxe version that comes with the Sith speeder as well, but I just have this one right here. So there you go, Darth Maul. Moving on to episode 2, I have Count Dooku, aka Darth Tyrannis. And I love this accessory. When they have the little Easter egg of the Death Star plans. Very awesome. Excellent face sculpt on this figure. And he comes with the very cool bent lightsaber hilt. And then his shelf mate is Yoda from episode 2. Yoda's jumping through the air there. Great fight at the end of episode 2. Excellent lightsaber battle. But this Yoda really surprised me. I was not planning on picking this figure up, but Dooku was kind of hanging out on the shelf by himself. I had some trade credit at Dallas Vintage Toys. Shout out to those guys. So I decided to get this figure, and I don't regret it at all. I'm very, very happy that I decided to get this Yoda because I think it looks fantastic. Look at the face sculpt and the hair. And he's got the lightsaber effect there because he's jumping through the air. Very, very awesome. Episode 2, Yoda and Darth Tyrannis. All right, moving on to episode 3. I have the exclusive Sith Anakin right here. You can see the Sith eyes. He also comes with this little, I think, what was that? A Mustafarian mining droid? Something like that. I don't remember the name of the actual droid that he was kind of using as a platform, but I love the effect. I love the lava effect there. Even has like wires and stuff there. A lot of detail on that. It's basically a base is what it is. But I love the detail there. And then I have the Obi-Wan Kenobi. This one also was a favorite of mine this year in 2019. Love the face sculpt. Look at that face sculpt. Really looking forward to the Obi-Wan Kenobi television show on Disney Plus. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully Favreau and Filoni are show running that. And they get some good directors because I like Ewan McGregor. I like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I think that show could be fantastic. But there's the episode 3, Revenge of the Sith shelf with Sith Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right, and moving on to episode 4, Star Wars: A New Hope. Here is Luke. If you're a Star Wars fan, I kind of feel like this is one of the ones that you absolutely need to have in your collection. You need a New Hope Luke, because this is where it all started. This is where Star Wars all started, all began, right here. Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, great looking figure. Again, a lot of accessories, a lot of posing options with this one. Just a lot of different things that you can give him. If you're a Luke fan, this is definitely one you should pick up just because of the amount of accessories and the number of ways that you can actually pose this figure. But there is a New Hope Luke. Staying with A New Hope, I have Han Solo, Harrison Ford, and my favorite Wookiee, and one of my favorite figures in my entire collection. This is the Chewbacca, and this figure is amazing. I absolutely love the character Chewbacca, and I think this is the best Chewbacca ever produced of any toy line ever made. This is the Chewbacca. If you're a Chewbacca fan, this is the one you should get. I know it's pricey. It's gone up since it came out in retail. But again, I mean, you're not going to get anything better than this Chewbacca right here. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites in my collection. He looks awesome. Much, much better, in my opinion, than the Force Awakens Chewbacca that came out. That one had a really weird looking face sculpt. This is the perfect one. So try to get this one. If you want to pick up a Hot Toys Chewbacca, this is the one to get right here. All right, moving on to pretty much a basic Stormtrooper. This is a Hot Toys Stormtrooper, and he's a shiny, shiny white. He has terrible aim. He can't hit a damn thing, but he's a Stormtrooper. If you're a Star Wars fan, you need a Stormtrooper, so I got a Stormtrooper. And I'm probably going to buy the Mandalorian Stormtrooper, the dirtied up one. I think it's called the Remnant Stormtrooper. I'm probably going to get most of the Hot Toys figures from the Mandalorian because, quite honestly, the Mandalorian is probably my favorite thing of the entire year. It's amazing. It's the best show I've ever seen. And moving on to Empire Strikes Back, here is Darth Vader. And I love this Darth Vader. I love the base. It's a pivotal moment. I have him posed in the pose from where he is dueling with Luke and Bespin, right before he reveals that he's Luke's dad. That moment, that scene, was the most pivotal Darth Vader scene in all of the movies. Yes, the one from Rogue One, he is in full badass mode. We've never seen Darth Vader be that big of a badass before. This one right here, this was just a huge, huge cinematic moment for me personally. And it is also, for my favorite movie of all time, Empire Strikes Back, it is the best Star Wars movie. Nothing will beat it. As soon as it goes up for pre-order, I will be pre-ordering the Bespin Luke, because that is my favorite look of Luke Skywalker. I can't wait for that one, and he's going to go on a shelf with this Darth Vader. This is my second favorite look of Luke Skywalker in all of the movies. This is the Endor Luke. This is actually the Deluxe Luke. This is my second newest or third newest figure in my collection. Been paying this one off, just got it in. But you can display this one a few different ways. You can display him from the deleted scene with the sandstorm. You can display him with his Jedi tunic on. You can display him without the Jedi tunic, where he's dueling with Darth at the end of that movie. And then you can display him like this on Endor. Absolutely freaking loved when he was on Endor, the speeder bike scene. And look at this. They even included these additional parts to attach to the base here. Endor plants, and that is freaking amazing. So this already looked fantastic with the Endor poncho, the Endor helmet, and then when I saw these in there, I didn't even know they came with these. When I saw these in there, I was just like, great job, Hot Toys. But I will also be buying the Endor Leia and the Wicket to go on this shelf. Alright, so say what you will about Episode 8. I know a lot of people absolutely freaking detest it. I know people hate it. But I like this scene at the end of Episode 8 where Luke force projects himself onto Crate and fools the hell out of Kylo Ren. So I have these two figures in my collection. The Kylo Ren from Last Jedi and the force projection Luke from Last Jedi. And I really like the way this figure looks. I thought it was cool how he paid Leia a visit, gave her the force projection dice, Han's dice. This Kylo Ren, Kylo is probably my favorite character from the sequel movies. He had a character arc. From Episode 7 to Episode 9, he had a full arc. He was a bit whiny. He bitched a lot. Kind of emo. But I like the saber. The cross saber's badass. And I just liked his character. And Adam Driver is a freaking hell of an actor. So I decided to pick this one up and have it in my collection. So there you go. That's the end of the Star Wars Hot Toys figures in my collection. And here's the last one you're going to see here. This is Keanu Reeves' John Wick. And John Wick, Keanu Reeves, is a frickin' badass. And I can't wait for John Wick 4. But you hear me talking about a ton of posing options, a ton of accessories, and this figure is no exception. You can pose him many, many different ways because he comes with so many damn guns. But I have 3 guns on him right now. I got the handgun there, and then the shotgun, and then this one right here as well. So looking very, very awesome. There's the base. There is my Hot Toys collection in my office. Again, I do have 4 more pieces to show you out in the loft area. I love these Hot Toys figures. They're phenomenal. And I'm so happy to have them in my collection. Alright, time to look at the final 4 pieces in my Hot Toys collection. We're going down here to the loft area. And I have these 2 out in my little gaming area because I have the Ps4 Spider-Man system here. So I have the Ps4 Spider-Man Hot Toys figures as well. So here is the Advanced Suit Spider-Man here. A lot of posing options with this one, a lot of accessories. There's one of the accessories right there, little spider drone. But very, very cool figure right here. And then on this side, we have the Scarlet Spider suit. I am thinking about getting the Spider-Punk suit as well. And I have the negative suit on pre-order right now. I'm also thinking about getting the Armored Spider-Man, which is up for pre-order as well. But I really like these 2. They make really good bookends on the shelf here. My gaming shelf with the Xbox One, PS4, and Switch there. So So there you go, there's two more in the collection there. Spider-Man PS4 Hot Toys figures. This one right here is my favorite Hot Toys piece in my entire collection. This is the Iron Man Mark IV with suit-up gantry from Iron Man 2. This is the newer one with the die-cast figure. I've always wanted this piece in my collection, even before he was die-cast. They did this one originally where the Iron Man was plastic. But as soon as I saw they were redoing this, I had to have it. Paid it off. It's expensive. But I have it in my collection, and it is my favorite Hot Toys piece in the entire collection. Excellent likeness to Robert Downey Jr. right there. Just so much detail in the gantry. I love how it has the magnetic pieces so that you can make it look like it's taking the armor off of him. And I like the way that the base kind of splits up like it did in the movie. But there you go. My favorite piece in the collection. I think this is my favorite Hot Toy that came out this year. This came out in 2019. But there you go. The final piece in the collection. This is not even a Hot Toy figure. These two are sideshow figures. And this is the Hoth Luke from Empire Strikes Back on the Tauntaun. So the Tauntaun itself is a separate piece. It's a statue. And you can switch out certain things like this horn here, the head, and you can actually make this Tauntaun, Han's Tauntaun, from the opening scene in Empire Strikes Back. Obviously, Luke, my favorite character from Star Wars, and Hoth being one of my favorite scenes in all of the Star Wars movies, I had to have the Luke Skywalker in his Hoth uniform riding the Tauntaun. This has been my favorite piece in my entire collection for many years now, and it still is. So I don't think anything's going to surpass this. Bespin Luke might when that comes out, I'm not sure. But as of right now, this sideshow piece, my favorite in my entire collection. But there you go. My favorite piece, right there. There you have it. That is the collection. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for joining me. Sorry it took so long for me to do this video. Hot Toys are by far my favorite thing to collect in my entire collection. I collect a lot of stuff. There's just something about Hot Toys that I really, really love. How detailed they are and how close they are to the people they represent in the movies. Because I am, when it comes down to it, a huge movie nerd. So I love these things. I know that Hot Toys aren't for everyone, but if you are thinking about getting into Hot Toys, first of all, be careful because it is a slippery slope. Once you buy your first one, you will find yourself buying a lot more. But enjoy the hobby if you do get into it. I'm going to continue to enjoy Hot Toys collecting into 2020. I have several pieces on pre-order. The two that I'm most looking forward to in 2020 are The Mandalorian, which I believe is coming out in October of 2020, and then also Qui-Gon Jinn, which is coming out Q1 of 2020. But if you have any Hot Toys pre-ordered in 2020, please let me know in the comments which ones you have, which ones you're looking forward to. Also, if there was anything in the collection that you saw here, if you want me to do a showcase on anything here, please let me know in the comments. Just let me know which specific figure you want to see a showcase of. Thanks again for joining me. If this is your first time watching my channel, please consider subscribing, and you'll see more Hot Toys related content in the future. But thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. If you like this video, please do give a thumbs up. I absolutely appreciate that. I will see you guys in the next 2 episodes where I've decided to do 2 different best of videos of 2019. I've decided to split it up where I do the top 19 figures under $50 of 2019, and I think probably the top 10 figures over $50 of 2019. So I decided to change it up a little bit this year, but I think it makes sense. But I will see you guys in those episodes. Thanks again for joining me, and adios for now.